with those talks said the requirement that reporters acknowledge that disclosure of sensitive information could harm U.S. national security could aid prosecutors if they sought to charge a reporter for disclosing defense information under the Espionage Act. At least one organization, conservative cable news outlet One American News, signed on to the new policy. Reuters could not immediately confirm if others had also signed it. The Pentagon's policy is the latest expansion of restrictions on press access under Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who has called the requirements common sense, citing national security concerns. U.S. President Donald Trump was asked on Tuesday whether he had spoken to Hegseth about the policy change.
I'll let him speak for himself, but I think he finds the press to be very disruptive in terms of world peace and maybe security for our nation.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon Press Association, which represents more than 100 news organizations that regularly cover the military, including Reuters, has urged Pentagon leadership to reconsider the policy. The department has set a Tuesday deadline for news organizations to agree to it or turn in their Pentagon press badges and clear out their workspaces in the building by Wednesday.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinched me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Oh, don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
Go Navy, beat Army. There you go. Is that Paul?
Every time I go back to the ship, I see the mast, and I remember the first day I came to her in Long Beach. My worst moment on the ship was probably Beirut, October 23rd. It's coming up again, 42nd anniversary. Losing the chief still gets to me. We almost lost 9 other guys that were headed home, and they had just gone for a walk that morning around the compound when the bombing happened. But then a lot of us went in to Beirut and were on the pile for 3 days, pulling the Marines out and the dead and wounded as well.
I'm Paul Robbins, and I'm 100 years old, and I started aboard the ship 32 months. I commissioned the ship May 23rd, 1943. I graduated from high school May 23rd, 1943. My mother got the diploma. I got the ship.
Wall Street's main indexes ended mixed on Tuesday, with the Dow adding more than 0.4%, the S&P 500 falling fractionally, and the Nasdaq shedding roughly 0.75%. The S&P 500 turned lower after President Trump threw cooking oil onto simmering U.S.-China trade tensions. Trump said the U.S. would halt Chinese imports of the kitchen staple in retaliation for China's reduction in U.S. soybean purchases. Meanwhile, the government shutdown dragged on for a 14th day, something that could eventually drag the market down with it, said Melissa Brown, Managing Director of Investment Decision Research at SimCorp.
I always hate to say this time it's different, but I think there's a potential because this time it could drag out a lot longer than any of the shutdowns in the past have dragged out. If there are people fired from their jobs, so they're not just deferring what they might be buying, that ability, that purchasing power may go away. And so there is, I think, the possibility, if this does drag out, for it to start to impact corporate earnings, consumer spending, consumer confidence, and therefore the stock market.
Among individual movers, Wells Fargo closed more than 7% higher, its biggest one-day percentage gain since November 2024, after the bank beat estimates for third-quarter profit. Shares of Walmart rose 5% after the retailer said it was partnering with OpenAI to enable customers and Sam's Club members to shop directly within ChatGPT. And shares of Caterpillar jumped 4.5% after J.P. Morgan raised its price target on the stock.
From Samsung's record results to a fresh SpaceX launch, this is Tech Weekly. Samsung expects third-quarter operating profit of $8.5 billion. That's thanks to rising demand for memory chips. And the figure is up almost a third on a year earlier, its strongest quarterly profit in more than 3 years, and far ahead of analyst estimates. British ocean technology company Deep says it plans to deploy an underwater human habitat by the end of the year. Dubbed Vanguard, the 3D-printed structure is a step towards permanent human presence under the waves. Deep board member Sean Walpert says a bigger version called Sentinel will then follow in 2027.
What our habitats really unlock is they create that connectivity with the seabed. So anyone that would go into our Vanguard or our Sentinel, they'll recognize that there's a moon pool. So if you were standing in there, you'd see a section of the floor, which is just water. And what that allows you to do is to go and dive out and experience and do your work, your research, your reconnaissance, whatever it might be.
LG Electronics India surged over 50% in its trading debut and scored a valuation of over $13 billion. It eclipsed its South Korean parent's market capitalization as investors piled into the country's most bid-for IPO since 2008. The debut valued the company above its $8.73 billion target. Wave is in talks with Microsoft and SoftBank to raise up to $2 billion in funding. That's according to the Financial Times, citing sources. It would value the British driving technology group at around $8 billion. And SpaceX did an 11th test of its giant Starship rocket system. The launch tested a new engine configuration for landing. Now the next launch will be very closely watched, with SpaceX due to test a new version that is better prepped for Moon and Mars missions.
All right, let's check that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania on this Wednesday morning. Frost advisory in effect overnight tonight through tomorrow morning. So just the overnight and early morning hours. Other than that, we're looking at clearing skies after some morning rain here this morning and temperatures in the low 60s for a high. Mostly clear skies tonight with lows in the upper 30s. Thursday, sunshine with temperatures in the upper 50s. Friday, partly cloudy, low 60s. Saturday morning, clouds, afternoon sunshine, low 70s. Sunday, rain showers with a high in the mid 60s. That is a look at your weather forecast here this morning. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Waking up with Luke and Amy on the morning drill. Thanks for starting your day with us on the morning drill.
All right, good to be back after being off from the show a couple days. We were actually doing an energy conference Monday and Tuesday. We spent Monday down in Oil City at a couple locations as Mr. Andrew Tabler, who is from the region, works in the energy sector down in D.C. He's been doing this now for a couple of years. Kind of rebranding it this year, calling it the Drake Dialogues, and a number of folks from Washington, D.C. You had, I can't even tell you, you had people from the petroleum industry to nuclear to ambassadors up into this region make presentations and just gave lots of great information. That was Monday. Then Tuesday, we spent the entire day at Drake Well as the series continued. You can find it on YouTube. I think we're going to try to play pieces of it throughout the next couple weeks. So we may even restream the last couple days just to let everybody else see it, because it was quite amazing. And just excited to be part of it. It was a great time. And so we were off working the last couple days, but glad to be back. And got a big lineup today. Christa Lundy from the Meadville Chamber, Susan Williams from the Venango Jeep. We talked to Susan, saw her in person the last couple days. So she'll be with us here this morning. And our friends from Titusville Area Hospital will be here later this morning.
Busy day?
Yeah, busy. We went right from that yesterday from the Energy Summit. We rushed to get to soccer last night. And we've got soccer later this afternoon. And, that pretty much wraps up the regular season in terms of boys and girls soccer and volleyball. We'll be looking to see if any of the teams make the playoffs. High school football for us kicks off tomorrow night. It's a Thursday night game instead of a Friday. So this will be the first Friday since sometime in August that we get to hang out. We'll be home.
You'll be home.
Yeah.
I actually won't be home.
Well, then I'll be with you, right?
No, you can do whatever you want to do.
Oh, okay.
I'm not ruining your one night.
Well, I like to see you.
Oh, okay. I just thought you would want to just.
No.
Okay.
No. Well, I don't know. It's not going to take all night, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
All right. Well.
I was going to let. So our youngest plays soccer, and I think his final practice is Thursday. So Friday it's his first free Friday, and your first free Friday. So I was not scheduling you to help me at all. Okay. I was letting you have a night, a boys' night, if you will.
I think I mentioned before, like fall's our favorite time of year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the busiest time of year, and there's a lot going on. Yeah. Now that it's starting to wind down a little tiny bit at the end of this week. Although I guess playoffs will be starting next week, but and we still have one more football game after this week, but it's like, there's only like a week and a half left before the end of October. Like, it's just looking at the calendar, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. We're halfway through the month already. It's going fast. I saw, there's a couple things. Somebody did observe from Washington, D.C. yesterday in their presentation that Northwest Pennsylvania is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And they appreciate the folks who dive in on the holidays. He said the number of people with skeletons in their yard, he goes, fantastic. So, it's noticeable. People are paying attention to it.
See, we're all in.
Of course.
Find a reason to celebrate.
Yeah, absolutely. I think tomorrow on the program, Ashley English from the Titusville YWCA will be with us. Yeah. I know she'll be talking about
the trot,
the turkey trot, which happens on Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving, yeah. It's a huge event. It's actually a lot of fun, and it has become a tradition for a lot of families. So, good stuff.
Yeah.
I feel lost because I don't have my monitor.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we had to pillage some of the studio for this event the last couple days. So
I'm flying blind here.
Yeah, it's okay.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't. I don't know why.
Blind or not, Oh, well.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just kind of catching up on stuff as well. So I'm not sure what's going on in the world that's outside of energy.
Yeah.
That I pretty much have a handle on, not just here at home, but around the globe.
Good.
2 days of that.
You've been educated.
Yes. So I'm good there. Have I missed anything? Is there anything that going on?
I don't know what's going on outside of the world of high school soccer right now. So
okay.
I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm catching up as well. And if you're just joining us, and we've had a couple technical glitches, I guess, while I was gone on my end. Nobody else's. That was on me. I think I got it fixed early. This morning. So
you had to think.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad.
So we do apologize for that, but let's see. If you're just joining us, we'll recap the latest headlines, which I'm excited to also kind of take in. Mm-hmm. Let you know what's going on Wall Street. Do you remember the what's her name? Amy Robach and T.J. Holmes. They were the anchors, I think. Were they on ABC or ABC, I think.
Didn't they separate from their...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're now engaged.
Oh.
So,
that's not shocking.
Yeah. The couple announced their engagement yesterday on, and I guess they have a podcast.
Did they lose their jobs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But so they're doing this podcast now, but they're officially engaged. So
nice.
Yeah. Those morning show hosts that, are married.
Actually make it work.
I don't know if that works out in the end.
No. We should warn them.
I'm just waiting any day.
Of the
now.
consequence.
I'm just waiting any day.
For what?
For you just to say, that's it. I don't have my monitor. I don't know what's going on.
I can't. I'm such a princess.
We're done. We're done.
I'm not a princess.
We've got birthdays and what we're celebrating. We haven't done that in a few days, so we'll have that for you here this morning. How about, so we're going to be doing a high school football game Thursday night.
Yeah.
The Steelers and the Bengals are playing tomorrow night.
Sorry.
No, listen, as much as I really would like to watch the Steelers, it's high school football, and that's where the love is. So
yeah.
James Franklin, that was a big story Sunday, and continues to be. Fired from Penn State.
I was for a hot second like, what are you talking about? Okay.
Yeah. So that's been big.
Our boys go to a campus at Penn State. So, for them, they've been following it. But Sunday was the Steelers won. Franklin was fired.
I was like, oh, my gosh. It's funny because you heard all the last couple of weeks, it's just everything's been, amped up with that whole conversation. Mm-hmm. Now that he's been fired, now it's like all these people coming out and saying, oh, Penn State, shouldn't have fired him. It was, just chalk it up as a year to kind of get things together for next year.
People are so wishy-washy. It's so annoying.
Don't you think he could have used the support while everybody was upset? But
yeah,
I don't know. Anyways, Friday, when Bruce is here, we'll get his take on it. Be interested to see what he has to say. Dodgers beat the Brewers last night 5-1. Dodgers lead that series 2-0 in the league championship series there as we keep building up here. All right, let's get to birthdays and what we're celebrating. Already it's the 15th day of October. And here's who is celebrating a birthday.
Okay. Celebrity chef Emeril Lagasse is 66. Singer Genuine turns 55.
Mm-hmm.
Singer Keisha Cole is 44. Actress Bailey Madison is 26. And that's all.
Happy birthday to them. Happy birthday to you. If today happens to be your birthday from all of us here today, hopefully it's a great day.
Sure.
What are we celebrating here today?
All right. It is the commemoration day of King's Father, Global Hand Washing Day, Hagfish Day, HSA Day, I Love Lucy Day, International Day of Rural Women,
Lucy,
Mother's Day and Malawi, National Cheese Curd Day, National Dashi Day, National Esthetician Day, National Fossil Day, National Grouch Day, National Lemon Bar Day, National Mushroom Day, National Roast Pheasant Day, National Take Your Parents to Lunch Day, National Pregnancy and Infant Loss Remembrance Day, Shine a Light Day, Simchat Torah, Support Your Local Chamber of Commerce Day, Unity Day, White Cane Safety Day, World Students Day, and that is all.
Okay. Find something there to celebrate. Support your local Chamber Day?
Chamber of Commerce.
Support your local... Okay, we got 2 of them coming up.
I know, right?
This morning. Christa Lundy from the Meadville. Susan Williams from the Venango. Looking forward to catching up
day.
Today. They're getting ready to go to Italy.
Ooh.
Man, that would be great.
It would.
Go.
Have fun.
No.
No.
It's going to interfere with sports and
Halloween. No,
Halloween.
kidding.
Yeah, a little bit. Because I'm sure they'll let us know when they talk about the trip.
Yeah.
We'll be back at the end of the month. I know. I'm really looking forward to handing out candy for trick or treat.
On a Friday night.
Yeah. Although I won't. Yeah. There's no game.
No, I know.
I'm not wearing the costume I was hoping to wear this year, but next year, right? Next year's gonna be the year.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. You feel better now?
No, I don't. Because I keep seeing pictures.
Quit whining.
I keep seeing pictures from the guy that I reached out to about my costume, and because he's posting what he's doing for other clients, and I'm like, oh man, that could have been mine. That could have been mine.
I am happy to report. I feel like we were talking. Were you in the kitchen last night when our 2 oldest were talking about the fact that the one ordered a costume and it didn't come, and it was showing that it's been out for delivery since Friday?
No.
And so I messaged the company a not so nice message, and when they got home, it was on the front steps.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Are you messaging them back? Okay.
Yeah.
Usually you don't. You don't do that.
But it's been showing out since Friday. And then Saturday, I got a notification, was to be delivered Friday. Well, that's great. Now we're on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I got a notification, was to be delivered on Saturday. Like over and over. Every day, I was like, holy cow. And it wasn't traditional mail that was delivering it. So it's not like Columbus Day played a factor in it. It just, you know. I paid extra to have it by a certain day that I didn't have it by. That's part of my problem.
I almost said, usually Amy's a pretty patient person.
You know I'm not.
She's not.
I'm so not a patient
Not at
person.
all. All right, 7:30, your headlines are coming up next. Not at all.
No lies.
At least 30 news organizations declined to sign a new Pentagon access policy with added restrictions for journalists ahead of a Tuesday deadline. The new policy says journalists could be branded security risks and have their Pentagon press badges revoked if they ask department employees to disclose classified and some types of unclassified information. Reuters is among the outlets that have refused to sign, citing the threat posed to press freedoms. All 5 major U.S. broadcast networks issued a joint statement on Tuesday. saying the policy was, quote, without precedent and threatens core journalistic protections, and that it would restrict journalists' ability to report on national security issues. The new rules followed weeks of negotiations with Pentagon officials. A lawyer familiar with those talks said the requirement that reporters acknowledge that disclosure of sensitive information could harm U.S. national security could aid prosecutors if they sought to charge a reporter for disclosing defense information under the Espionage Act. At least one organization, conservative cable news outlet One American News, signed on to the new policy. Reuters could not immediately confirm if others had also signed it. The Pentagon's policy is the latest expansion of restrictions on press access under Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who has called the requirements common sense, citing national security concerns. U.S. President Donald Trump was asked on Tuesday whether he had spoken to Hegseth about the policy change.
I'll let him speak for himself, but I think he finds the press to be very disruptive in terms of world peace and maybe security for our nation.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon Press Association, which represents more than 100 news organizations that regularly cover the military, including Reuters, has urged Pentagon leadership to reconsider the policy. The department has set a Tuesday deadline for news organizations to agree to it or turn in their Pentagon press badges and clear out their workspaces in the building by Wednesday.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place, and now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
I needed a place I could feel cared for without the long drive. I chose Meadville OBGYN because both my sisters came here, highly recommended Dr. Kristen. Dr. Kristen makes me feel very comfortable. Like I'm family, like we're friends, very personable. My daughter Evie was born breech, and it was Dr. Kristen and Dr. Barco, and they were incredible. It was a wonderful experience. I wouldn't ever want to go anywhere else.
Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
I'm Ben Leach, Republican nominee for Magisterial District Judge, reminding you to get out and vote Tuesday, November 4th. As the only candidate with over 13 years of real courtroom experience and a dedicated career in the justice system, I've consistently demonstrated the ability to remain fair and impartial. As I continue my lifelong dedication to serving our community, I strive to be the kind of leader our citizens deserve. On November 4th, vote with confidence for a candidate who is qualified day one, bringing the experience needed to serve as your next Magisterial District Judge.
This month, get up to $3 grand more for your trade at Community Chevy's Flip or Treat sales event. Is your old ride's condition scary? And you're tired of the same online tricks? At Community, get up to $3 grand more when you flip your old ride for a nicer, newer one. And if another dealer offers more for your trade, we'll treat you to a free $50 gas card. Either way, you can save over 11 grand off best-selling trucks like the new Silverado. The Flip or Treat sales event this month only at Community Chevy.
Wall Street's main indexes ended mixed on Tuesday, with the Dow adding more than 0.4%, the S&P 500 falling fractionally, and the Nasdaq shedding roughly 0.75%. The S&P 500 turned lower after President Trump threw cooking oil onto simmering U.S.-China trade tensions. Trump said the U.S. would halt Chinese imports of the kitchen staple in retaliation for China's reduction in U.S. soybean purchases. Meanwhile, the government shutdown dragged on for a 14th day, something that could eventually drag the market down with it, said Melissa Brown, managing director of investment decision research at SimCorp.
I always hate to say this time it's different, but I think there's a potential because this time it could drag out a lot longer than any of the shutdowns in the past have dragged out. If there are people fired from their jobs, so they're not just deferring what they might be buying, that ability, that purchasing power may go away. And so there is, I think, the possibility, if this does drag out, for it to start to impact corporate earnings, consumer spending, consumer confidence, and therefore the stock market.
Among individual movers, Wells Fargo closed more than 7% higher, its biggest one-day percentage gain since November 2024, after the bank beat estimates for third-quarter profit. Shares of Walmart rose 5% after the retailer said it was partnering with OpenAI to enable customers and Sam's Club members to shop directly within ChatGPT. And shares of Caterpillar jumped 4.5% after J.P. Morgan raised its price target on the stock.
Well, real quick look at the forecast. Frost advisory in effect overnight tonight with the advisory expiring about 9 a.m. Tomorrow morning. Clearing skies today, morning rain, highs in the low 60s, mostly clear tonight with lows in the upper 30s. Looking at Thursday, sunshine, upper 50s. Friday, partly cloudy, low 60s. Saturday, warming up to the low 70s with morning clouds and afternoon sun. Rain on Sunday with temperatures in the mid 60s. That is a look at your weather forecast at 7:41. Joining us this morning is the Executive Director of the Meadville Area Chamber of Commerce. It's Christa Lundy. Hi, Christa. How are you?
Good morning, Luke. I am well, and I am at the Crawford Tech for a meeting at 8 o'clock and a meeting at 9 o'clock, and then I'm going to be at the Country Club by 10:30 for a sponsor and speaker luncheon, and then the vendors are going to be rolling in for our Women's Expo today. So it is a day. Sorry, I couldn't make it over.
No, it's a busy day. It's going to be a great day, and it happens to be Support Your Local Chamber of Commerce Day today.
It is. It is. That might be a little bit in my speech this evening when I'm welcoming everybody in. It is. So gotta love that. And, I mean, I love what I do. All my friends that are in this business, we love what we do. We get to support our communities, promote our members, be resources, be connectors, help with, education and community, and I just love what I do.
Awesome. Well, let's get to the event tonight, and probably a reminder that the chamber office is closed after 10 this morning?
That's correct.
Okay.
That is, we closed because we head out to the Country Club to get all set up for that. But we are still accepting, if your plans changed and you didn't make a reservation, there is still room. I always account for a few more people just showing up at the event. So we will be at the Country Club tonight from 4 to 8 p.m. It's business women supporting each other. We have about 150 women as of yesterday attending. We have two great speakers, Kathleen Layer from Kathleen Layer Coaching, talking about beyond body image, becoming and loving the best version of you. And then Bonnie Kuhn, Vice President of Kuhn Tool and Die, and the first woman chair of the National Tooling and Machining Association. So we have two really great speakers, but also we have 30-plus vendors that will be there. Some of them will be selling things. Some of them will just have gift baskets on their table that you can win. Some people, will be just talking about their business. Some are new businesses that wanted to come and attend and make connections and meet people. Some have been in business for a long time and just wanted to have a presence there and support the event. So really excited about that. We have Allegheny College, and we have Excelic and Kinetic by Windstream, Meadville Medical Center, a lot of people being our major sponsors of the event. Armstrong is one of the big sponsors as well. Our dessert sponsor is Finished Chocolate Shop, so there'll be some sweet treats there as well, so looking forward to that. And so, yeah, really looking forward to a fun evening. And then tomorrow I am working on the auction all day, because that is fast approaching, November 12th. And then I am speaking at an aging symposium on Friday at New Beginnings Church all day. And Saturday is it, Luke. I've been talking about it for like 9 months, and that's our Italy trip. So we're taking about 22 of us, and the Venango Chambers, I think, taking 34. So we're going to have a good group. Be sure to watch both of our Facebook pages for all the updates and where we'll be each day.
Oh, that's going to be exciting. Are you packed? Are you have most everything together? Or?
I do. I have things laid out. I got out my sunglasses today and my chargers and stuff, stuff like that. So, yeah, mostly packed. Looking forward to a great time, but there's just a lot to do in the meantime, and then a lot to do when I return. We've been really busy. You've seen our social media pages, so we've been really busy, and Julie will continue being busy and working on the auction and the newsletter and things like that while Stephanie and I are gone, because Stephanie and I are both going on the trip.
Well, maybe she can sit back at the office while she's, just doing the marketing and handling everything, and just eating pizza as a reminder to what you guys are doing. But no, you're also you spent some time in Townville recently.
I did, in my hometown on Saturday. I love, we've been doing a lot of ribbon cuttings and grand openings, anniversary celebrations lately, but I love when I get to do them for friends of mine that are opening a business, especially they invested in our hometown in Townville. I lived across from the Rose Chapel when I was young, so I always admired this church and just was wishing someone would take care of it eventually, and so glad that Charlie and Britt France did that. It's a beautiful new event venue space. Will hold up to about 100 people. It's just an open space, and it has a beautiful restroom, lots of parking. So if you're looking, it doesn't have a kitchen or anything, but it's a really beautiful, historic space. If anyone's interested in having a bridal shower, a baby shower, a birthday party, if you want to have a Friendsgiving or have your family holiday there, not at your home, you can certainly rent and do that. And then, of course, it's beautiful because it's a chapel. They have the podium space where it'd be beautiful for a small wedding. So it was great. And Joe Thompson came and played some incredible music. And, of course, he, from the Titusville Mill, one of my favorite restaurants, brought some amazing food. So it was a really great day on Saturday in Townville at one of our newest members.
Awesome. I know you enjoy getting out and just visiting with folks, and there's a lot of places to go, especially this time of year. There's a lot going on. How important is it, and I know we talk about this a lot, but for businesses to kind of be aware of these things and say, you know what, we have something coming up next year. It's an anniversary or something special. We need to make sure we're ahead of things. We want to make sure we're planning. We want to make sure that if we're reaching out to the chamber to help us, that they're able to have some time for us with a ribbon cutting or an after-hours event. How important is it for them to get a hold of you now, even if they're thinking, well, it's not till later next year or the start of the following year?
Yeah, we would love that for people to get a hold of us in as much advance as possible. So we're planning for 2026 now. I just got 2 more after-hours booked this week. So we do have several openings, but we'd really like to get as many booked as possible, whether it's a ribbon cutting, a grand opening, anniversary celebration, whatever it might be. And then, of course, for the business after hours, we have one a month. We have an HR meeting once a month, so we're always looking for speakers. And we have our Business Women's Roundtable once a month, so we're looking for places to host those too. So actually, at the end of the month, we'll be having a ribbon cutting. Speaking of that, we'll be at Shoe Sensation while we are gone in Italy, but I know the board and some of my chamber ambassadors and Julie will do a tremendous job. That will be on Thursday, October 23rd at noon, and they're going to be at their new place in Vernon, up next to TJ Maxx and Chipotle, in front of Vernon Meadville Medical Center.
Nice.
So looking forward to that. And then round out the month, we will be at Juniper Village on Monday the 27th for our Business Women's Roundtable, and then Haas's the next day on the 28th, and Chad Wagner of Bars Insurance will be our speaker for that, talking about updated insurance. So excited to hear from him and all the changes that are taking place. And we had a really fantastic after hours at Armstrong last week, so big thank you to Armstrong. It was great to see everybody. I mean, normally we see Megan and we see Kevin. They'll be there tonight to record our event, of course, but it was really great. They did a tremendous job, had a scavenger hunt all around the building, so we got to learn a lot of facts about Armstrong and how it started and what they're doing and where all they're located. We had really great food from Hunter's Inn and desserts from Save Room for Dessert, so we had a really great evening there last week, too.
Oh, that's awesome. You mentioned your board, and actually, let's do this real quick. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Christa Lundy with us here this morning, Executive Director of the Meadville Area Chamber of Commerce. You mentioned having, board members that, when you're away, can step in and do things. I think it's coming up here. Well, the end of the year is coming up. is this one of those times where you're looking for new board members, and how active is your board?
We are looking for a few new board members. I think we're only losing one, that their time is up on the board, but it's actually David Gordon, our president. But he's just going to still be on the board. He's just unable to vote for the next year. But we are looking for new board seats, and we want people that are current with their dues, are active with the chamber already on at least one committee. We want people that just don't want a resume builder, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
We want people that are already active with the chamber. They believe in what we do. They support us, whether it's financially from their business or whether it's by being active on like 3 committees and volunteering for us, or, hey, they've mentioned the chamber to like 5 businesses and they've joined, whatever it might be. We want active people that believe in the chamber and aren't afraid to talk to other members about it. So that's what we're looking for. We're not just looking for someone who, oh yeah, I want to join the chamber board because I just want to. I need reasons. And so if anyone's interested, they can email me why they would like to be on the board and a little bit about what they do in the community and things like that. And our board will look at those, and then the membership votes on that.
Okay, and it's hard to believe we're coming up to that time of year, but
I know.
But again, as you said, you're looking for certain members because it's a very active board, and
Correct.
Participation is highly encouraged and is needed because of the activities and the events that are put on by the chamber and hosted by the chamber. It's just it's one of those things where. I think sometimes, and you probably hear this from folks, hey, we're looking for members to join our board, but I'm afraid to ask somebody because everybody's so busy. It's like, well, yeah, but organizations, they have to, and they shouldn't be afraid to have their employee or have those board members, ask them to do things to help the organization out.
Right, and usually it's the people that are on multiple boards that are doing a lot of the work and a lot of the volunteering. Anyways, a lot of my committees are the same people from my board or same people from the community, and we are looking for a few new faces, new input. We always want to keep things fresh, but I am forever thankful for those members that join, not one, but probably 3 or 4.
Yeah, and you've got such a big area that you cover as well.
Correct.
You have folks who join the chamber that maybe their business isn't located in here, but they do business with, the businesses in our region. Or when you say Meadville area chamber, it's the outskirts, and that's a lot of territory to cover.
Yeah, we have a lot of members from Erie. We have some from Conneaut Lake, from Lionsville, to Franklin, to Titusville, to Townville, to Sagertown, to Cambridge Springs, some to Pittsburgh, because again, you want viewers, you want members, you want business, you want new clients, new customers, you want to build relationships. That's what we're all about. We are connectors. We want to connect people to other people, whether it's business people or our students and our youth to business and community leaders, whatever it might be. We are connectors and want to continue to do that, but we can't do all that we do with just the 3 of us or the 4 of us. Amy is part-time at the chamber as well, and that's I'm here at Crawford Tech for one of my foundation meetings, and that organization umbrella underneath the chamber does a lot as well with the students, with the youth. So we're not just a fun chamber. We are a lot more than that, especially on local Support Your Chamber of Commerce Day.
That's right. And real quick, why don't you recap what's going on tonight?
Tonight is our Women in Business Expo at the Meadville Country Club from 4 to 8 p.m. It's only $35 to attend. Open to any woman. You do not have to be a chamber member. Come join the fun. Delicious food, cocktails, mocktails, vendors, businesswomen supporting other businesswomen. Start your holiday shopping and support some of these local vendors. And then we have 2 dynamic business community-minded speakers, Bonnie Kuhn of Kuhn Tool and Die, Kathleen Layer of Kathleen Layer Coaching. And all of the vendors donate a gift basket, so a lot of women will be walking away with some great prizes. So join us this evening if you can.
All right. Sounds like it's going to be a good time. It sounds like you're going to have a good time here this morning, so we'll let you get to that. And, Christa, if folks have questions or want more information, how do they get a hold of you?
They can call the Chamber office at 814-337-8030. Stop in our office at 908 Diamond Park. Be sure to follow our social media pages. Julie and Stephanie do a tremendous job with that. I guess we all do, because I was at the event on Saturday, so I posted. I mean, we all, teamwork. It's all about teamwork and supporting one another. So.
Well, Christa, thank you for calling in this morning. All the best to you tonight, and I probably won't talk to you till after your trip. Have a great time.
Thank you so much, Luke. I appreciate it.
All right, all the best. Thanks,
See you
Christa.
in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. That's Christa Lundy joining us here this morning, Executive Director of the Meadville Area Chamber of Commerce. Glad she made time for us here on this Wednesday morning. And we'll learn more about that trip coming up with the Venango Chamber in just a little bit. Susan Williams will be with us. She's President and CEO of the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce. And I know that the Venango Chamber's excited to go. They're excited to go with the Meadville Chamber, and that's what it's all about. So you can imagine there's going to be a lot of opportunities to network and share some wonderful adventures together. And, they're going to chamber members from both chambers are going to get to know each other, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. But anyways, we'll be catching up with Susan Williams in just a little bit. Susan was at the same energy event I was at the last 2 days. We'll get her thoughts on all of that coming up as well, and looking forward to hearing from Susan. Also next hour, our friends from Titusville Area Hospital will be with us, and that would be Kelly Clark, and she's got some special guests and some events she's going to be talking about coming up. We're approaching 8 o'clock, and we'll recap the latest headlines as great local programming will continue on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Our third hour will continue on our website and on our Facebook and YouTube channels, so you can join us there. Let's get some additional headlines here this morning before we head to news.
Stellantis showed signs of recovery on Friday after a period of falling sales. The auto giant said global vehicle shipments rose 13% year-on-year in the third quarter. That was led by North American demand and new models like a reinvented Fiat Panda. The automaker estimated it shipped a total of 1.3 million vehicles in the July to September period. Stellantis, whose brands also include Jeep and Peugeot, said North American shipments surged 35%. That suggests the carmaker could be regaining momentum, particularly in one of its most important markets. In recent years, it had faced excess inventories and model transitions that weighed on volumes. Shipments also rose 8% year-on-year in Europe. However, gains were partially offset by weaker demand for light commercial vehicles and lower volumes in some key European countries. Final data on third quarter shipments and revenues are due to be released at the end of the month. Stellantis shares were up around 2% in early morning trade.
All right, there you go. Some additional headlines here this morning. Coming up on 8 o'clock, that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania. Well, we're looking at clearing skies after some morning rain here this morning. Shouldn't be too bad, though. Highs today in the low 60s as we bring up that forecast. There you go. Mostly clear skies tonight with lows in the upper 30s. In fact, a frost advisory in effect overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. We're looking at sunshine for your Thursday with temperatures in the upper 50s. We wrap up the week Friday. Partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the low 60s. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Third hour continues online.
At least 30 news organizations declined to sign a new Pentagon access policy with added restrictions for journalists ahead of a Tuesday deadline. The new policy says journalists could be branded security risks and have their Pentagon press badges revoked if they ask department employees to disclose classified and some types of unclassified information. Reuters is among the outlets that have refused to sign, citing the threat posed to press freedoms. All 5 major U.S. broadcast networks issued a joint statement on Tuesday, saying the policy was, quote, without precedent and threatens core journalistic protections, and that it would restrict journalists' ability to report on national security issues. The new rules followed weeks of negotiations with Pentagon officials. A lawyer familiar with those talks said the requirement that reporters acknowledge that disclosure of sensitive information could harm U.S. national security could aid prosecutors if they sought to charge a reporter for disclosing defense information under the Espionage Act. At least one organization, conservative cable news outlet One American News, signed on to the new policy. Reuters could not immediately confirm if others had also signed it. The Pentagon's policy is the latest expansion of restrictions on press access under Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who has called the requirements common sense, citing national security concerns. U.S. President Donald Trump was asked on Tuesday whether he had spoken to Hegseth about the policy change.
I'll let him speak for himself, but I think he finds the press to be very disruptive in terms of world peace and maybe security for our nation.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon Press Association, which represents more than 100 news organizations that regularly cover the military, including Reuters, has urged Pentagon leadership to reconsider the policy. The department has set a Tuesday deadline for news organizations to agree to it or turn in their Pentagon Press badges and clear out their workspaces in the building by Wednesday.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville. Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733. For over 30 years, J. Gill Plumbing and Heating has taken pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. Our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. And with the J. Gill Service membership, you can take advantage of additional benefits like filter replacements and priority service scheduling. Plus, members get 10% off future projects. Call today to get a free estimate or ask about financing options. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online at jgillplumbingheating.com. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
211 is a simple telephone number to remember when you don't know where to go for help. Dial 211 when needing to find health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. It's free and confidential, and you'll have access to thousands of programs and services for emergency and non-emergency situations. Visit pa211nw.org to learn more, and remember, help is available by calling 211.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
Wall Street's main indexes ended mixed on Tuesday, with the Dow adding more than 0.4%, the S&P 500 falling fractionally, and the Nasdaq shedding roughly 0.75%. The S&P 500 turned lower after President Trump threw cooking oil onto simmering U.S.-China trade tensions. Trump said the U.S. would halt Chinese imports of the kitchen staple in retaliation for China's reduction in U.S. soybean purchases. Meanwhile, the government shutdown dragged on for a 14th day, something that could eventually drag the market down with it, said Melissa Brown, Managing Director of Investment Decision Research at SimCorp.
I always hate to say this time it's different, but I think there's a potential because this time it could drag out a lot longer than any of the shutdowns in the past have dragged out. If there are people fired from their jobs, so they're not just deferring what they might be buying, that ability, that purchasing power may go away. And so there is, I think, the possibility, if this does drag out, for it to start to impact corporate earnings, consumer spending, consumer confidence, and therefore the stock market.
Among individual movers, Wells Fargo closed more than 7% higher, its biggest one-day percentage gain since November 2024, after the bank beat estimates for third-quarter profit. Shares of Walmart rose 5% after the retailer said it was partnering with OpenAI to enable customers and Sam's Club members to shop directly within ChatGPT. And shares of Caterpillar jumped 4.5% after J.P. Morgan raised its price target on the stock.
Well, real quick, frost advisory in effect overnight tonight until about 9 a.m. tomorrow. Other than that, cloudy early today, becoming mostly sunny this afternoon. Temperatures in the low 60s tonight, mainly clear skies with lows in the upper 30s. And then on Thursday, looking at sunshine and temperatures in the upper 50s. That is a look at your weather forecast. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Joining us this morning is Susan Williams, President and CEO of the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Susan. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm very happy to be back in my office this morning. We've had a great couple of days out and about in the community with the energy conference, the Drake Forum, welcoming visitors from literally all over the world to come and have great discussions about what the future of energy is and do it right here in our backyard.
And this is the third day in a row I get to see you.
That's lucky for me, lucky for you, right?
No, great event, a lot of fun. It was nice seeing a lot of local people. And I think the thing that fascinated me was, you have all these industry people in the field of energy, right, that recognize this area for what it is and its history. And there's always that appreciation, whether they mean it or not, I don't know. But there's that appreciation for it. And I think you get people who say, this is so beautiful. Everybody's so friendly. We want to come back next year or down the road, which is nice to hear.
Well, and there are certainly discussions that talk about what the relevance of our area in the future is. And, we definitely heard some discussions saying some things are a ways out. There's a lot of challenges ahead particularly for rural communities. But for Pennsylvanians, there are issues with permitting and such that need work and can take a lot of time. But there's a willingness to talk about a future, and for me, that's really, really important. That we have people that haven't given up, that are talking about what's coming down the road. There was a lot of discussion off and on all through the 2 days about AI.
Mm-hmm.
There are people on both sides of AI, but it is here, it's coming. And how do we use what we know in our region to perhaps capitalize on some of that?
Well, I think the other fascinating parts of that is I don't think people understand what it takes for AI to work, and the data centers and the energy involved in
and the resources.
And the resources.
A couple of the highlights for me too, we're seeing our young people there. So we had students from Oil City Area School District that were assisting. They were helping with some things, but they were also listening and asking questions and asking good questions. I actually heard them in the back with one of the speakers having a really in-depth conversation. Largely, it sounded like it was around AI and about some of these resources. So having our young people involved and engaged in meetings like this is really important. So that was one thing that was a highlight, and I made a connection with some of the students on the train ride last night. We got to ride the train up to Ironworks. The other thing I want to do, just a shout out, is the technology that happened through this conference provided by you and other local connections and vendors. I'm sure you can recall very quickly the first year and are trying to really understand what this forum was, who would be attending, and how we would make it available to others who couldn't be there, and how far that's come, and how wonderful it is that we have the talent and the resources for those of you that make that happen. I'm always very, very proud to know that we have you here.
Well, so, thank you.
Thank you for all you did to make sure it was a top-notch forum.
Well, obviously the chamber was a big part of that as well, and helping in this case Andrew Tabler recognize his vision and support that. Because I think, and we talk about this a lot, and maybe this will segue into some other things. I think, and not a knock on people here, I think sometimes people don't quite understand it until they see it or experience it, and then it's like, oh, now I get it. Now I understand it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why, for me, I hate to keep going back to, having some vision and being willing to dream some dreams. We do have to imagine things that are bigger than we've maybe ever done before, or things that we often get in this thing in, and I'm sure it's common to all rural communities, where we think that only, high quality, great things can happen somewhere else, somewhere bigger, somewhere with more resources. And I have been reminded over and over and over again through my career that we have such resourceful, smart, problem-solving people here that really, when we're clear about what we want, that's a lot of it, is real clarity about what we want the outcome to be, and then being willing to ask others to help, being willing to share what we want to happen. And it's amazing how we can make that happen. So I think there's more opportunities ahead, not only around the Drake Forum, but about many, many things that if we're just willing to, share.
Well, and that's an excellent point, and makes me think of the other folks I was working with in terms of Mark Motter and Jeff Corbett, who both have great experience with what they do and travel and have that worldly part of it, right? And
yeah, they have a world reference. They know what's possible, but they also know that they come back here and do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little more challenging to get, we don't always have the resources right at hand to, whether it's equipment or, as Andrew talked about yesterday, the first year or two, we were challenged by the internet availability there. But it wasn't as unreachable as we thought. Honestly, the first year, we were kind of like, well, it can't happen. It's just not available. And we'd dig a little, well, it is available, but what is the hurdle to get across? And with the help of some very generous funders and a few phone calls, I think that happened and won't be a problem in the future.
There you go. Yeah. Does that make you think of other challenges that maybe your chamber members face in our region, or are they overcoming those things with the availability of technology and other resources?
Yeah, well, if there's anything that makes my heart hurt, it's knowing right now that as we sit here, that I have chamber members who are out there struggling with something that someone else has the resources to help with. And very well may be just a phone call away. They're struggling with something that they just need to share. And we can do that in confidence if it's something that they're not able to talk to others about. But it may be something that a quick call and a quick connection will get them to exactly what they need to take care of something that they're struggling with right now. And that's really the value of the chamber. It's making those connections. The connections can be to other people, but they can also be to tools and resources and something we know or something we have available here. We solve problems like that every single day, but I know there's a lot of others out there that somehow just think their problem is their own, and that's hard for me, and something that we want to continue to work with. Just tell us what you need to happen, and let's see if we can help you.
And by the way, if somebody isn't alerting you to some challenges that are out there, you don't know, you're not able to offer advice or sit down with somebody, or if they're having an event that they're trying to get out there and like, well, nobody's helping me and I'm a have you reached out to the chamber to say, hey, I'm doing this, what can you do to help?
Contrary to all what many believe, we here at the chamber are not all knowing. We try.
It's close. It's close.
I always say one of the things that's been nice about being at the chamber is your business is my business. I get to stick my nose in places that otherwise I wouldn't have thought, I should. But because so many people do expect us to know what's going on and to really understand what the challenges are, we do our best to reach out. But we're just people too, so we try to be, respectful and considerate about where we go and what we ask. So if there's something that that you think we need to know, let us know. We'll retain it if it's worth keeping. But certainly a call is welcome. That's often the best way to get things to us. I'm pretty generous with sharing my cell phone number. So for those who have a connection to me through my email or a call to the office, you'll be able to get me even when I'm on the other side of the world. I'll do my best to get you to what you need. Emails are great. If you can give us details in emails, sometimes, I may get an email at 10 o'clock at night and be able to answer that question immediately. So you don't have to wait for the perfect time. I'm happy to, if I'm not available, I won't answer it right away. But if I am, I will.
Is that a hint that you're doing some traveling?
It is. Yes,
Yeah.
we will be on, I don't know if it's exactly the other side of the world, but around the globe. So we are really excited to be heading to Italy on Saturday with 33 community members, Kat and I and 33 community members. We're hoping it all goes smoothly, that some of the government shutdown doesn't create any havoc for us. But for heaven's sakes, we're going on a grand adventure. So if it's a little inconvenient, I think we can deal. We're excited to spend some time. That's what I'm most excited about, is spending time with people from our community, that many who I know, but all that I'd like to know better. So it's often easier to really get to know someone when you're in a different environment. So it will be different indeed.
Yeah. Last chamber trip you took was what? When?
The last place I went to was Greece. And in fact, it was the same year that Christa went to Italy. We went about, weeks apart from each other. And we were traveling with other chamber directors, chamber presidents. We did cross paths often with a group, another chamber that was traveling. But that we were very, very new from travel from the pandemic. So I believe that was 2022.
Oh, okay.
2 or 3. So it's been a few years for me for traveling with the chamber. I've done some international travel with friends since, and it's been, I felt safe. It's the other places we visited are welcoming. And I love that you really get some different perspective about what businesses look like, about what communities look like, get exposed to different types of hospitality. That's important. And then come back to our community with that fresh perspective. I love traveling. I love coming home.
And I know we talk a lot about that feeling of coming back. And I know it's going to be exciting for you to be out and experiencing different things with local people. But there's a lot of networking involved. And I think this kind of ties into the leadership program as well, and that initial retreat. Same philosophy, right? Getting people together outside of the norm and just have them get to know each other.
Yeah, we have kicked off our 8th year of Leadership Venango. We have a wonderful class this year. I think we have a number of people that knew each other before coming to the class, but we have a lot of people that did not know each other. This is another one of the classes that there are probably more people that I did not know before we met for the, to get ready for the class than I did know. So it's wonderful watching them develop relationships already. And we've done our first monthly session. We were to Emlenton, and I think it's fair to say that more people from the class had not spent any significant time in Emlenton, if any. Maybe passed through was all. So it's really nice to connect them to other things here in our county. So they had a chance to walk down Main Street, have an idea of what's not only going on there now, but what is planned to go on. There are some new businesses opening soon right on Main Street. I'm hoping maybe even to check and see if the coffee shop has its doors open later this week. I'm going to try to ignore answering phones since I'm the only one here.
Oh.
We'll see how that goes. But we have many more things planned. We have wonderful speakers. We have a great lineup for this whole year. And the 14 from the class are promised to have a really meaningful experience through the next 8 months now.
That's great. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Susan Williams with us here this morning, President and CEO of the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce. Well, you're going to be away. When you come back, what are some things that will be on your desk that you'll be working on as we look at, well, you'll be looking really at November.
Yes. Well, I have a few personal things going into the end of the year, so I'm keeping that ever in mind as I navigate year end. I would say the most important thing is just that, navigating year end. So we're like every other organization that we've begun to pull our numbers and look at budget for next year, to take a look at our board of directors. We're probably going to have a couple available slots for those who might like to serve in leadership here at the chamber. So I have a board meeting tomorrow, so we start talking about that. We take a look at our strategic plan and say, are the things we're doing still meaningful and relevant? And should we be making shifts? Should we be working with new partners, with new programs? So those things sound simple. In fact, even in my head, sometimes I think, well, tomorrow I'll do that. Then I remember that everything I just mentioned are ongoing processes over the next 2 to 3 months. We just put word out that we're looking for our Citizen of the Year for this year, and we'll be exploring our Business and Partner of the Year. So those are all things that will involve multiple conversations, meetings with people inside of our office and out. And they'll get us ready to kick off a great 2026. Ooh, that's hard to believe, but that's what we'll be doing. So we'll be looking for opportunities to be out and about in the community. I think we've scheduled a couple of mixers through the end of the year, so you'll start hearing about those. But our true event season has kind of come to an end for 2025. We'll have two more sessions of Leadership Venango, our November and December sessions. So this is, this is actually some of my favorite stuff. This is when we really look at organizational excellence and what the foundation is that we do here at the Chamber, that make sure that as we go into a new year, we are prepared to be available for our members, to be available for our community, and make sure that the things we're doing are important.
Sort of a supporting role with a lot of events coming up. I think Oil City's Christmas Past, First Night, yes. Things like that.
Well, everyone on my team are willing volunteers for community events. So often we're the people on the street with those teams helping, whether it's moving around tables or signs or whatever it takes. And in some cases we sit on committees, so we're part of the teams that help decide what's going to happen. So we will be playing some supporting roles there. And willing to be invited into other things like that. So I have a great team, and they're very community minded. And I remind people all the time that they have families, they have personal lives, so they can't do everything. But if you can reach any one of us with the thing that you're doing that resonates with us and our skill sets, we're happy to see how we can be helpful.
I think it takes a lot to get ready for a whole new year, whether you're a business, nonprofit. So there's a lot of work involved in that. Do you enjoy kind of this part of the year where maybe the event side winds down, but it's the planning and preparing for the new year?
Yes, I absolutely do. That strategizing and planning is probably one of my very favorite parts. And you and I had a brief discussion at the energy conference, and I'll mention, probably one of my other favorite things too about this job is the unexpected things when we get the calls or the visits from someone that's either looking for assistance, looking for information. And I had a really interesting experience last weekend where I got to meet with 3 young entrepreneurs. I would suggest that they already are young entrepreneurs. They're already doing all the things that someone does when they're ready to start marketing a product and dreaming a dream to be business owners. So I met with 3 young ladies. They were 8 years old and very passionate about their dream to be business owners. So very, very exciting to see that we have young people thinking that way. I was even more impressed that they have mothers who are encouraging them, but helping them understand what the challenges are. And they were willing to reach out to me and ask me if I would come and meet with them and talk to them. And honestly, they had more questions laid out for me than I did for them. I had some basic things, but these are 3 young ladies who without a doubt will be business owners in the future, and they've got a nice running start. They would probably be a great resource to some of our current business owners in knowing and understanding what the challenges are and how to make connections. It was a delightful experience, one that I hope I'll get to do again.
Should we be surprised, or should we be kind of on the lookout for more of these types of conversations and opportunities? It seems like kids of all ages, they've got a cell phone, and there's that ability to automatically go on and sell things on Marketplace or eBay, or to get that the entrepreneurial spirit in them at an earlier age than maybe what we think. So are there opportunities for that?
I think there are plenty of opportunities. One thing that I am not confident about that I know is whether these young women were purely influenced by their own personal experiences in their homes and with their parents, or how much the school was interacting with them. So that is something that I would be interested in knowing. Because I met with them outside of the school. But this, there are wonderful programs in Franklin. Jess Carroll has been working with young makers through this entire summer. So I did have a conversation with her about, where these kind of things go. We're more likely here at the Chamber to encounter teenagers because we do a lot of work in the schools around the Venango Ready program. But even yesterday had a wonderful visit with one of the young women who sits on Oil Cities Council and has great aspirations for her college years and what she wants to do that will definitely take her around the world, and how we engage those people in our community. Because one of the things that we know is that more young people than not will eventually want to come back home, wherever that home is, whether it's Oil City, Franklin, Titusville. There is a real draw for people to want to come home. And we've got to make sure that we prepare them for what the transitional jobs are, and having a good understanding of how, really they should go seek that education, seek those experiences. But if and when they want to make their current home their forever home, how they'll best reintegrate into the community. So we need to be staying connected with them. Now they're a captive audience. So while they're in school, in high school, this is a great time to get them and have these conversations, because it's harder to figure out where they are when they leave. And often they're out there in the world thinking, I'd love to come home, but I don't think there's a job for me. And we're sitting here thinking, oh my goodness, we have this job that we really wish we could find someone to fill, but we don't know how to reach them. So making those connections now, which through the Venango Ready program we actually do, and we do our best to get their personal emails and stay in touch with them and let them know how to stay in touch with us here. So that is the plan, that we'll have a long relationship with anyone that's grown up here.
Susan, you can now answer the phone. Thank you for your time as always.
Thank you. I won't see you next week, I don't think, but maybe in a couple.
Sounds good. Have fun. Enjoy your trip.
Have a great week.
You too. Thank you. Susan Williams joining us here this morning, President and CEO of the Venango Area Chamber of Commerce.
At least 30 news organizations declined to sign a new Pentagon access policy with added restrictions for journalists ahead of a Tuesday deadline. The new policy says journalists could be branded security risks and have their Pentagon press badges revoked if they ask department employees to disclose classified and some types of unclassified information. Reuters is among the outlets that have refused to sign, citing the threat posed to press freedoms. All 5 major U.S. broadcast networks issued a joint statement on Tuesday, saying the policy was, quote, without precedent and threatens core journalistic protections, and that it would restrict journalists' ability to report on national security issues. The new rules followed weeks of negotiations with Pentagon officials. A lawyer familiar with those talks said the requirement that reporters acknowledge that disclosure of sensitive information could harm U.S. national security could aid prosecutors if they sought to charge a reporter for disclosing defense information under the Espionage Act. At least one organization, conservative cable news outlet One American News, signed on to the new policy. Reuters could not immediately confirm if others had also signed it. The Pentagon's policy is the latest expansion of restrictions on press access under Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, who has called the requirements common sense, citing national security concerns. U.S. President Donald Trump was asked on Tuesday whether he had spoken to Hegseth about the policy change.
I'll let him speak for himself, but I think he finds the press to be very disruptive in terms of world peace and maybe security for our nation.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon Press Association, which represents more than 100 news organizations that regularly cover the military, including Reuters, has urged Pentagon leadership to reconsider the policy. The department has set a Tuesday deadline for news organizations to agree to it or turn in their Pentagon press badges and clear out their workspaces in the building by Wednesday.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch,
Ooh,
pinch.
pinch time.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Oh, don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea? We're in Ohio.
So is that close or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
Wall Street's main indexes ended mixed on Tuesday, with the Dow adding more than 0.4%, the S&P 500 falling fractionally, and the Nasdaq shedding roughly 0.75%. The S&P 500 turned lower after President Trump threw cooking oil onto simmering U.S.-China trade tensions. Trump said the U.S. would halt Chinese imports of the kitchen staple in retaliation for China's reduction in U.S. soybean purchases. Meanwhile, the government shutdown dragged on for a 14th day, something that could eventually drag the market down with it, said Melissa Brown, Managing Director of Investment Decision Research at SimCorp.
I always hate to say this time it's different, but I think there's a potential because this time it could drag out a lot longer than any of the shutdowns in the past have dragged out. If there are people fired from their jobs, so they're not just deferring what they might be buying, that ability, that purchasing power may go away. And so there is, I think, the possibility, if this does drag out, for it to start to impact corporate earnings, consumer spending, consumer confidence, and therefore the stock market.
Among individual movers, Wells Fargo closed more than 7% higher, its biggest one-day percentage gain since November 2024, after the bank beat estimates for third-quarter profit. Shares of Walmart rose 5% after the retailer said it was partnering with OpenAI to enable customers and Sam's Club members to shop directly within ChatGPT. And shares of Caterpillar jumped 4.5% after J.P. Morgan raised its price target on the stock.
Well, here in northwest Pennsylvania, we are looking at a frost advisory in effect overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, about 9 a.m. Other than that, today, mostly cloudy, sunshine for the afternoon, and temperatures today in the low 60s. Generally clear skies tonight with lows in the upper 30s. Thursday, sunshine, upper 50s. Friday, wrapping up the work and school week with partly cloudy skies, low 60s. Saturday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, low 70s. Sunday, showers with temperatures in the mid 60s. That is a look at your weather forecast at 8:39. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Joining us this morning, our friends from Titusville Area Hospital. Kelly Clark is with us. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Luke?
Good. You are the, if you didn't know this, the Marketing and Communications Specialist, Titusville Area Hospital. Did you know that?
I am. I actually brought a special guest in with me today.
Excellent.
Yes, this is Dr. Catherine Policina. She is our new ENT specialist at Titusville. So thanks for having us on.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Catherine Policina. A little bit about my personal background. I was born and raised in the Philippines. My mom and dad were civil engineers before they shifted into business, in which they did a pretty good job. So shout out to my mom and dad. They raised us 3 girls. So I have an older sister. She helps in the business. and my younger sister is a lawyer in the Philippines.
Wow.
I am married. My husband is also a doctor. He is a urologist. He's practicing in Allegheny Health Network in St. Vincent Hospital in Erie. And we have a lovely daughter. She just turned 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So in terms of my professional background, I finished my Bachelor of Science in Public Health in the University of the Philippines, and then my med school in St. Luke's College of Medicine, then did my residency training in ENT and head and neck surgery, also in the Philippines in Rizal Medical Center. That's a Department of Health Tertiary Government Hospital. And then right after residency, I flew to Florida for my fellowship. I did a rhinology and endoscopic skull-based surgery fellowship at the University of Miami. And now I'm here.
That's great. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
At what age did you know you wanted to be a doctor?
Oh, so for as long as I can remember, I am the only doctor in the family, so there was really no footsteps to follow before me. There was no like family member who would tell me, oh, this career is very fulfilling, take this path. But really at a very young age, when people would ask me what I want to be when I grow up, I would always say I want to be a doctor. And we didn't know where it came from. But personally, I believe it was God who planted that desire in my heart at a very young age. So that's going to be my purpose. So I just followed my heart. I followed my calling, and I'm very glad I did, because it's just a great privilege to be able to save lives, help people, alleviate their pain, and in general, just improve the quality of life of people by improving their health.
So on your journey, at what stage did you know, okay, this is the field I wanted to get into, the specialty I wanted to do? Did you have a couple thoughts in mind, or did you think, I want to gravitate towards this?
Yeah, so I've said I didn't have someone who guided me step by step into this. It was 4th year in med school that I learned, oh, there's so many kinds of doctors, and you might want to choose one which you want to do for the rest of your life. And out of all the rotations that I did, it was ENT who really stood up for me for so many reasons. First, I would say that because in ENT, for me, it's like a perfect blend of medicine and surgery. And second, if you fix the problems with your hearing, with your sense of smell, with your taste, with your speech, and how you breathe every day, it's how people connect to the environment and how we appreciate the world. So if we fix those problems, you've had that very significant impact on them. So that's very rewarding for me. So I really fell in love with ENT. And, I still get to choose and, treat patients of all ages, both pediatrics and the adults. And also there's just so much variety in ENT. Like in 1 minute, you're doing a consulting clinic. The next minute, you're cleaning ears. The next minute, you're doing nasal endoscopy, laryngoscopy, and you can do a lot of in-office procedures. And then the next day, you're in the OR doing major cases. So I love that variety. There's just no dull day for an ENT.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. So you kind of started talking about it, but specifically, what are those things that are driving patients to come in and see you? What are some symptoms somebody may experience that maybe they should, pick up the phone and schedule an appointment with you?
Yeah, so there are a lot, actually. So let's go by ENT. So for the ears, even if you just want your ears cleaned, you can call us, of course. We'll be happy to help you with that.
Is it kind of like a dental thing where like every 6 months you should do it? Like, should you have your ears cleaned every so often, or?
Well, people would have like different experience with that. People would accumulate earwax more frequently than other people. So if you're that kind of person, you can come to us regularly for ear cleaning. And then for hearing loss, at least for people 50 and up, at least they get to have the hearing screening every 3 years. Because gradual hearing loss can be unnoticed, right? And we know that it's a risk for cognitive decline and dementia. So they have to see us every 3 years or so for checking of their hearing. And any lumps and bumps in your neck, go to ENT, go to us. And of course, I'm trained in rhinology. So if you are experiencing chronic congestion, nasal obstruction, decrease in smell, like facial pain, which might be because of your chronic sinusitis, you can definitely call us. We can help you with that. Allergic rhinitis is very common as well, and we have a lot of options for you. And or if you think you have allergic rhinitis and you've been on a couple of medications and you're not improving, well, you can call us and I'll have to check on you. Maybe it's not allergic rhinitis at all, and we have other medical options and surgical options for you.
Okay.
So those are the common ones.
It seems like around here, allergies pose problems for folks. I'm somebody who has issues with allergies and like sinus pressure and that kind of thing.
Make an appointment with us.
Well, I'll just come over there and just over and done with. We'll do a live on-air screening or something, allergy testing. Yeah, no, there's no testing. I can tell you, it's no, that's fantastic. Well, what about the people side? I assume you enjoy helping people.
I do, really. Like, when I came to Titusville, I really think this work environment really aligns with my goal to provide high-quality patient care. So, I like caring for people.
Is it one of those things where you'd like to get to know your patients? It's fun to see them and
interact with them and establish that personal relationship between a doctor and your patient. With a family. We always deal with families because when we treat kids, they're always with their parents, they're always the caregivers.
That's great. Kelly, for the hospital, again, recognizing the needs of the community here?
Yes, so we started with Dr. Pineru. She was our first full-time ENT that we hired after Dr. Tay left. And we were so busy that we brought Policina on board as well as a full-time ENT here. And really to top off those services, I just recently had Devin Zarovchak on. She is our audiologist, so she's going to work really closely with our ENT department and offer hearing exams where needed and offer help with existing hearing aids, getting new hearing aids, things like that. And that is a need in the community as well. And it really goes hand in hand with the ENT department that we are really growing and establishing. So we've definitely seen that need in the community, making it easier for patients to get those appointments and be able to come in and see the provider when they need to.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Was it important for you to know that you were stepping into a situation where you had this structure in place, the supporting cast that you can go to just to help you do what you do?
Yeah, it's very important, and I'm very happy and very impressed with how supportive they are, especially our CEO, Lee, and our very hardworking practice manager, Megan Miller. So they really ask us what we need to extend our services and to be able to have a complete set in the clinic so we can help our patients.
Yeah, Kelly, are people surprised at how quickly the hospital responds to suggestions? Because it seems like it's like, oh, here's a need the community is facing, and the hospital is quick to respond to that.
We are, and they seem to be quite a few steps ahead. It's funny, I go to a lot of things in the public and talk to people, and they say, just recently I was at the YMCA, and someone came up to me and said, you know what, you need to add dermatology. And I said, funny story, we are. We're adding it in December. So it really happens like that. And I think it starts with a lot of our doctors. They see what's needed in their patients. They see that maybe we're sending patients to Erie consistently, or to Pittsburgh to see a specialist, or even to Meadville, which isn't that far away. But, if it's something that we can offer close to home, we definitely try to do that. And yes, they have been really good. Titusville is really good at bringing those specialty services close to home, and it's really working out well. And I think the community is very appreciative of that.
That's great. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Friends from Titusville Area Hospital with us here this morning. You mentioned dermatology. Who were you bringing in?
Yes, so we have a nurse practitioner that she is doing training currently in Meadville. Through the dermatology services offered in Meadville. She's being trained, and in January, she will be starting her own practice here in Titusville. So really exciting to be able to offer that. And yeah, just one more thing that we're going to be offering.
Awesome.
Yeah,
we're excited. You've got some other things coming up as you round out the year.
Yeah.
Can you believe we're saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe that it's already halfway through October.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So we, like I already talked to you about, we are added audiology with Devin. She is scheduling patients now. We're still working on getting some of the equipment since it is a new service that we kind of had to build an entire new practice for her, and there was a lot of sound booth work and things like that and new equipment that we had to bring in. I do believe you can start getting your appointment established, but we're not in full swing yet for all of the services, and I'll let you know what's to come with that.
Okay.
Brittany Masterson, we are welcoming her. She is new family care in our physician services. Some of you may be familiar with her. She has worked a very long time at the Express Care in Titusville. So she was looking for a change, and she came aboard with us, and we're very happy to have her. I know she has quite a following. A lot of people really know her and enjoyed her care while she was at Express Care.
Excellent.
So she will be part of physician services now too, doing family care. We are also adding Dr. Timothy Scott. He will be coming to Titusville and doing podiatry on a part-time basis. Really great because he will be able to also assist with wound care. Not only podiatry services such as bunions, ingrown toenails, toenail trimmings, any kind of heel pain, things like that, but he will also be taking care of lower extremity wound care. So we're really happy to have him. He will be starting beginning of November, I believe. So get ready. You'll see some ads and things like that and some different services that he'll have available as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Auxiliary luncheon.
Yeah, we recently had our October auxiliary luncheon. A new slate of officers was presented and really talked about some things that are up and coming. We will be having our Lights of Love fundraiser. I know, it's hard to talk about all these things that are, you know, just moving forward so quickly.
Just the holidays are coming. That's the thing.
They
right?
are. Ready or not, they're coming. So we'll be having our Lights of Love fundraiser. It's a really great fundraiser for auxiliary. They raised over $5,000 last year. We also are doing the angel ornament tree again. We brought that back last year, and it was a very large success. Thank you to everyone that donated. For those of you that aren't aware of what that is, you can, I believe it is for a $5 donation. You can put a loved one's name on our tree that hangs in the lobby. After the Christmas season, you can take your ornament home with you and put it on your own tree. So it's just something to remember or honor somebody that maybe you would like to honor, or somebody that you had lost recently. So it's just something that the auxiliary used to do in the past and brought it back last year, and it was a resounding success. So we're excited to do it again this year.
Excellent. October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
It is.
And
we've been doing a lot of breast cancer awareness because the foundation has a fund. It's the Breast Cancer Awareness Fund. A lot of monies are donated to this every year, especially in the month of October. So what that fund supports is free mammograms for anyone that is uninsured.
Wow.
So one way that we are raising funds for that is we have a chair in the lobby. If anyone's noticed, it's bright pink and gorgeous.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to miss it.
Yeah. It's very cute. It's very lovely. We did it last year for the first time. It was a pretty big success. We were excited about it to do it again this year. Tammy Cornell is the donator of the chair. She is a longtime supporter of the Breast Cancer Awareness Fund. So we were excited to have her donate another one this year. We've already sold quite a few tickets. The drawing will be on October 31st. We have some information on our Facebook page. You can also go on, if you don't want to come into the hospital or you live out of town, you can still go online and purchase a ticket.
Excellent. And then there's some career opportunities. You can go to the Facebook page or website to see what's available.
Yes, we're always updating our Facebook page and our website with current opportunities. If you don't have internet access, that's okay. You can always call the HR department. You just call the hospital directly and ask for the HR department. They can get you all the information you need. You can fill out a quick apply form online as well. That's just a really easy way to get your name in there. If you are called in, you can fill out a formal application, but it's just one way to help us get some qualified people in the hospital.
That's awesome. Wonderful. And you have to be excited to get things started and established here.
I'm very excited. Very, very.
Yeah.
So when you come into a situation like this, what are some things that you get to kind of put your stamp on, or do you kind of just see how things play out and then?
Yeah, so that's how we are starting right now. I'm shadowing Dr. Reno Pinero, so I can be very familiar with the system, and then hopefully by next week when we're all settled, because we are moving into another hallways because we are expanding our services. So when we are all settled in there, then we can start seeing patients.
Oh, that's exciting.
Very exciting.
That has to be great.
Looking forward into it, yeah.
Now, can folks start calling to schedule appointments, or Kelly, how does that part work?
So they can.
Okay.
If they need to be seen right away, they will be probably scheduled with Dr. Pinero. If they want to be scheduled out, they're just looking to get established, they can be on Dr. Policina's schedule. So
Excellent.
It really depends on the need of where they would like to be in that schedule. But yeah, definitely give the office a call. They will have all the information. The number to call is 814-827-9770.
And maybe just real quick, run down those symptoms that somebody may experience where they probably should say, you know what, I got to make time. Let's schedule an appointment.
Okay, so for the ears, if you have hearing loss, chronic ear infection, like recurrent ear discharge, ear pain. Okay, so those are the symptoms. You go to us, call us. If you're experiencing tinnitus or ringing of the ears, you can also definitely call us. We also get a lot of referrals for vertigo. You just want to make sure if it's coming from the ears. So we have repositioning maneuvers to help you. For the nose, of course, if you have problems with your breathing, could be from deviated septum, and it's causing you a lot of bothersome symptoms during the day. It's interrupting your activities. Definitely call us. If you have chronic rhinosinusitis, bothersome allergic rhinitis symptoms, call us. Any lumps and bumps in your neck that needs to be further worked up, you should call us. Any foreign body sensation or lump in your throat, those are the symptoms that you should be able to be checked with us.
Okay, that's great. You mentioned family.
Yeah.
What do you do at the end of the day to unwind and relax?
Oh, yeah, great question. Really, my main, most effective stress reliever, I would say, is my husband and my daughter. Yeah, we play at the end of the day. Yeah.
Oh, so I cause stress to my wife, but that's good.
Yeah, so, at the end of the day, when I see them healthy and happy, my battery pack is like fully recharged again. And spending quality time with my family. And we love to travel, so we drive to the close by cities, and it's great that in this country you have a lot of national parks, so we've been checking the list one by one.
That's great. Yeah. Well, welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me here.
Oh, all the best to you. Kelly, good to see you this morning.
It's very good to see you. Thanks for having us on, Luke.
Yeah, and if folks have any questions about what's going on at the hospital?
Yes, they can. So we update our Facebook page all the time. We like to really put a lot of information out there for anyone that's looking for specific services. You can go on to our website, which is titusvillehospital.org. You can also go on to our Facebook page that I said and check that out. There's lots of different links that link directly to our website to learn more, and you can call the hospital.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you.
All right, take care.
Thank you.